Imagine you're sitting by a quiet campfire, out in the desert, where the stars burn so bright they almost whisper secrets. And somewhere, not too far from where you are, hidden behind fences and warning signs, lies a place that officially doesn't exist. Tonight, we're not just telling stories. We're going on an investigation, a journey into the shadows, where answers are rare and questions multiply. Welcome to Rise and Remember. And before the night is over, you might just find yourself wondering, what else have they kept hidden from us? I'm glad you're here, friend, because tonight's story isn't for everyone. It's for those who still believe that every mystery deserves a closer look. We're diving deep into one of the most guarded secrets in modern history, Area 51. You've heard the name? Maybe you've laughed at the memes or seen the blurry photos of flying saucers. But the truth is far stranger and far more important than most people realize. And by the end of this video, you might not just be questioning what's happening inside Area 51. You might start questioning everything you've been told about the world outside it. Say it out loud. Area 51. Feels cold, doesn't it? It's not just a name. It's a ghost story wrapped in a military badge. Out there, in the Nevada desert, past endless miles of dust and heat waves, lies a place so secret that for decades, the government wouldn't even admit it existed. No address, no acknowledgement, no answers, just a number and a warning. Keep out. But the real question is, why? Why would they go to such extreme lengths to hide a patch of desert? Was it just about planes and prototypes, like they say? Or was there something so unbelievable, so dangerous to public knowledge, that even acknowledging it would crack open a door best left shut? Think about it. If the most powerful government on Earth builds an entire mythology around a place, what are they protecting? A weapon? A secret technology? Or something not from this world at all? Tonight, we're not just asking questions. We're pulling at threads and seeing where they lead. And if you think the name Area 51 is haunting now, wait until you hear the stories of what people claim to have seen there. The desert has a way of playing tricks on your eyes. Mirage, heat haze. You can almost forgive a tired traveler for seeing things that aren't really there. Almost. But what about seasoned pilots, military men, engineers sworn to silence? Back in the late 1950s and early 60s, whispers began to seep out from the edges of nowhere. Stories of strange lights streaking across the Nevada night. Silent craft moving faster and stranger than anything the world was supposed to have. Some described metallic discs glinting under the stars. Others swore they saw flying triangles, impossibly sharp, impossibly smooth. And the colors, brilliant blues, unnatural reds, pulses of light that seemed almost alive. These weren't drunken campfire tales. These were men and women with everything to lose. And yet, they spoke, sometimes quietly, behind closed doors, sometimes anonymously, through back channels and leaked reports, and always with the same haunted look, the look of someone who's seen something they can't explain and can never quite forget. But the real chill? It wasn't just what they saw, it was what happened after. Disappearances, intimidations, lives changed, and not for the better. So, what exactly did they stumble upon that night in the desert? A new kind of aircraft? or the undeniable proof that we were never alone to begin with. Stick with me, because the next part of this journey leads us deeper into the shadows, where the line between truth and cover-up begins to blur. Now imagine this. It's the dead of night. You're standing at the outermost fence of a place you're not supposed to even think about, let alone approach. And suddenly, a flash. Not just any flash. Something that cuts through the darkness like a blade. A shape, sleek and otherworldly, rises silently into the sky. Rumors started spreading fast. Tales of experimental aircraft, decades ahead of anything the public had ever seen. Planes without wings, ships that could hover, spin, and vanish without a sound. Engineers talked, quietly, carefully, about technology that seemed to defy physics itself. Anti-gravity fields, zero-point energy, materials that could repair themselves when damaged. But here's the million-dollar question. Was this the work of brilliant human minds, hidden away under top-secret programs? Or was someone, something else lending a helping hand? Think about it. Why the extreme secrecy? Why the aggressive cover-ups? If it was just another stealth bomber, why act like the world would end if the truth got out? What if the technology being tested out there wasn't entirely ours to begin with? In the next chapter, we're going to dig into the strange case files, the blueprints, the whistleblower accounts, and the so-called reverse engineering programs. And trust me, the rabbit hole only gets deeper from here. Picture this. A man, face lined by years of silence, sits under the harsh light of an anonymous interview room. His hands tremble slightly, not from fear, but from the sheer weight of what he's about to say. He once worked inside Area 51. He claims he saw aircraft that weren't built by human hands. He speaks of a secret hangar, hidden beneath layers of desert sand, where recovered materials were stored, materials that shimmered and shifted under observation, almost as if alive. And he wasn't alone. Over the years, more insiders came forward. Engineers, scientists, military personnel. Their stories, different in detail, eerily identical in theme, hinted at a truth stranger than any fiction. They spoke of reverse engineering non-human technology, of deals brokered in the dark, of knowledge so dangerous it had to be kept from public hands at any cost. But of course, one must ask, were these whistleblowers revealing facts? Or had years of secrecy, pressure, and isolation warped their memories into fantasy? Here's where it gets even trickier. Some government documents, quietly declassified, seem to confirm fragments of their claims. Coincidence? Or a carefully controlled leak to prepare us for something bigger? Coming up next, we'll dive into the smoking gun documents, the classified programs with names you were never meant to hear, and the chilling possibility that the full truth has always been just one layer deeper than we dared to dig. Now, imagine this: a dusty government storage room, rows upon rows of forgotten file cabinets, metal drawers humming with the weight of untold secrets. One day, a handful of those secrets slipped through the cracks. A Freedom of Information Act request reveals blurred memos, blacked-out paragraphs, acronyms that never officially existed. Project Sign, Project Grudge, Project Blue Book, and buried deeper, projects even more elusive. Majestic 12, Aquarius, Aurora, names whispered among intelligence circles like ghost stories no one dares to confirm. Some of these documents hint at technology decades ahead of anything we know. Anti-gravity propulsion, energy sources that defy the laws of physics, craft capable of sudden, impossible maneuvers. But here's the catch. Every time a revelation surfaces, it's quickly buried under a tidal wave of denials, counterclaims, and ridicule. Are we witnessing glimpses of hidden breakthroughs? Or carefully crafted distractions designed to keep the real secrets buried even deeper? And if there truly are rogue programs operating beyond government oversight, who controls them? Private contractors? Shadow organizations? Entities not accountable to any elected official? Stick with me, because up next, we're stepping beyond the government into the strange world of corporate cover-ups, private black budgets, and the billion-dollar secrets hiding in plain sight. Picture this. Somewhere in the Nevada desert, not inside a government base, but tucked away behind the gates of a private contractor's facility, no public oversight, no congressional hearings, no reporters asking uncomfortable questions, just endless funding and projects so classified that even presidents might not know they exist. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, giants of defense and aerospace, have budgets in the billions and black projects that don't appear on any public ledger. Witnesses have claimed prototypes shaped like flying saucers, propulsion systems that hum with strange, otherworldly sounds, materials that bend light around them like water. If you were a government wanting to hide technology recovered from a crash, would you keep it in a place like Area 51, where people are already suspicious? Or would you hand it off to a private corporation, shielded by trade secrets and NDAs beyond the reach of freedom of information laws? And if you did, what new technologies might already exist, decades ahead of what we know? Anti-gravity craft hidden as experimental aircraft. Energy systems that could end oil dependence but never see the light of day because they threaten billion-dollar industries? Think about it. If the secrets are now locked inside boardrooms and underground hangars, who really holds the future of humanity in their hands? Stick around, because coming up next, we dive into one of the most chilling ideas yet. What if everything we know about UFOs is exactly what they want us to believe? Now imagine this for a second. What if the flying saucers, the blinking lights in the sky, the leaked videos, they're all meant for you to see? What if every blurry photo, every grainy radar footage was carefully allowed to slip through, to keep your eyes fixed upward, while the real experiments, the real breakthroughs, happen right under your feet? Some former intelligence insiders whisper about psychological operations, mass narratives designed to steer public attention. A flash here, a rumor there, enough to keep you wondering, but never enough to truly know. Think about it. If you were hiding technology that could change the world, maybe even shake the very foundation of power itself, wouldn't you need a distraction? Maybe UFOs are real. Maybe they're human-made. Or maybe they're the magician's flourish, the grand misdirection, while behind the curtain, something far stranger unfolds. Technologies that manipulate time itself, human experiments reaching into dimensions we can barely imagine, artificial intelligences, ancient and alien, waking up underground. The question isn't just, are UFOs real? It's, what aren't they telling us? Stay with me, because next, we're going to dig even deeper into the heart of secrecy itself, the Cold War origins of Area 51, and how a hidden battlefield shaped the myths we still chase today. Let's rewind the clock. Back to the 1950s. The world stood on a razor's edge. The Cold War wasn't just about missiles and spy satellites. It was about imagination. Whoever could think faster, move quicker, hide better, would win. In the barren Nevada desert, a strip of land was quietly carved out, invisible to any map, untouched by civilian eyes. That place? Area 51. But it wasn't aliens, or at least, not yet. It was U-2 spy planes slicing through the sky at altitudes no one believed possible. It was secret prototypes, black triangles, silver arrows, testing the limits of human engineering. Pilots vanished. Reports of strange craft flooded in from nearby towns. And the government? They stayed silent. Silence became policy. Mystery became armor. And a legend began to grow. Now, here's the twist. If Area 51 was built on lies of necessity during a time of war, what happens when the war ends, but the lying doesn't? What projects needed even deeper hiding? What secrets demanded a permanent blackout? In just a moment, we're going to lift the curtain a little more and take a hard look at why, even today, entire sections of Area 51 are said to be off-limits to Congress itself. You ready? Picture this. You're a U.S. senator. You've got clearance. You've got authority. But when you knock on certain doors at Area 51, they don't just ignore you. They tell you flat out, you're not allowed in. Not because of national security hearings, not because of budget oversight, but because someone else, someone you can't even name, has decided you're on the outside. Imagine that. Elected by millions, sworn to protect the Constitution, and yet there are pockets of land hidden deep inside that desert where your badge means nothing. So what exactly is being hidden so fiercely? Advanced weapons? Alien crafts? Human experiments? Or something even stranger? Something that would unravel the very fabric of what the public believes is reality? Here's a little breadcrumb for you. In 2013, after decades of denial, the CIA finally admitted Area 51. But they only talked about old spy planes, not a word about anything else. Convenient, right? Makes you wonder, what hasn't been declassified? What secrets are still breathing, buried under miles of sand and layers of silence? In the next part, we're going to chase the footprints of the brave souls who dared to speak out, and the price they paid for trying to pull the curtain back. Now, imagine spending your life inside the belly of the beast, watching secrets pile up like sand dunes in the desert. Secrets that don't just challenge the laws of physics, but the very idea of who we are and who might be watching us. And then, one day, you crack. You decide the world deserves to know. That's what happened to men like Bob Lazar. In 1989, he stepped onto the stage and claimed he worked on reverse engineering alien technology just miles from Area 51. His life was never the same. His background was erased. His credibility torn apart. And yet, decades later, his story still refuses to die. Makes you wonder, if he was just some crazy guy chasing attention, why go to such lengths to erase him? And Bob wasn't the only one. Scientists, engineers, even soldiers have come forward, whispering about projects that defy reason. Some have vanished into obscurity. Others found dead under mysterious circumstances. So the question lingers. What kind of truth is so dangerous that entire lives must be destroyed to keep it hidden? In just a moment, we'll put the final pieces together and ask the question no one wants to answer. What if the greatest cover-up isn't just about aliens, but about controlling what humanity is allowed to imagine at all. And here we are, at the edge of the firelight. The stories told, the facts, or fragments of them, laid bare. But the deeper we dig, the clearer it becomes. The truth about Area 51 isn't just hidden behind fences and warning signs. It's hidden inside questions no one dares to answer. What technologies did they really uncover in the Nevada desert? Were we reverse engineering alien artifacts, or building something far more human, but just as terrifying? Was Bob Lazar a fraud or a warning? And maybe the most unsettling question of all, if secrets this enormous can exist right under our noses, how much of the world we think we know is nothing but a carefully painted illusion? The campfire's embers are fading now, but the mystery? It's just getting started. Because Area 51 isn't just a place on the map. It's a mirror, reflecting how much we still don't know, and how far we might go to keep it that way. Stay curious, my friend. Stay hungry for the questions, because the moment we stop asking, that's when the real secrets win. So, tonight, we've walked the dusty trails of secrets, peeked behind curtains stitched together with fear, ambition, and something else we can't quite name. And if you feel like the answers slipped just out of reach, good. That means you're asking the right questions. Here at Rise and Remember, we don't claim to have all the answers. We claim the right to keep searching. If you're the kind of soul who feels that pull, the whisper that says, there's more to this story, then you're exactly where you belong. Make sure you subscribe, because this campfire never truly goes out. Every day, we'll dive deeper into the hidden, the strange, and the forgotten. Leave a comment below. What's the one question about Area 51, or about the world, that still haunts you? And remember, sometimes the most important discoveries are the ones we make when we dare to stay curious. See you on the next search, my friend.